Thank you for inviting us to report on FAO's work on biodiversity. We know that biodiversity is the essence of sustainable food systems. However, as reiterated by FAO's 2019 report on the state of the world's biodiversity for food and agriculture, many key components of biodiversity at genetic, species, and ecosystem level are in decline. Biodiversity loss and climate change threaten food security, sustainable development, and human health. They are closely intertwined with the state of the oceans, forest, and land. While a wide range of management practices and approaches regarded as favorable to the sustainable use and conservation of biodiversity exist, many countries note challenges in upscaling such practices. Decisions of FAO governing bodies in 2019 give evidence of the importance governments attach to biodiversity. An international code of conduct for the sustainable use and management of fertilizers was endorsed by the FAO conference. The Council underlined the importance of sustainably managing agricultural sectors when it adopted the 10 elements of agroecology and also the FAO strategy on mainstreaming biodiversity across agricultural sectors. This strategy aims to strengthen FAO's capacity to support countries in integrating biodiversity into the management of their agricultural production systems, as well as to support countries in implementing biodiversity-related intergovernmental instruments. 2021 will finally be a super year for nature, with 3 conferences of the parties, the UN Food System Summit, and many other important events. For FAO, key events will include, first, the adoption of a policy response to the state of the world's biodiversity for food and agriculture. This will be a voluntary instrument to provide a global framework for action on all aspects on biodiversity for food and agriculture, predominantly actions undertaken by countries themselves. This policy response should contribute to the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals and the post-2020 biodiversity framework and highlight areas for partnerships. Second is the adoption and operationalization of the 2020 to 23 action plan for the implementation of the FAO strategy on mainstreaming biodiversity. In 2020, the FAO technical committees had reviewed the draft action plan. It's foreseen that it will be updated in 23 in view of new developments, including those under the CBD and the Commission on Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture. The FAO committees highlighted the importance of biodiversity in food production and the entire food chain, for sustainable livelihoods, for the provision of ecosystem services. They recognized the growing importance of sustainable use and conservation of biodiversity in light of increasing threats, pressures, and shocks. They acknowledged the importance to promote agricultural practices that have an effective and proven positive impact on biodiversity. They stressed the need for balancing sustainable use versus conservation of biodiversity for sustainable food and agriculture, including in managed production areas. Restoration of degraded production areas will also be addressed in the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration that FAO leads together with UNEP. Finally, the global COVID pandemic has triggered awareness of and action on the biodiversity health nexus, especially the One Health approach that seeks to address disease threats at the animal-human-environment interface. The cross-cutting nature of biodiversity is also reflected in the draft of the new FAO 10-year strategic framework that will start in 2022. As our Director General says, we need to take holistic, comprehensive, and coherent approaches to transform the global agri-food system. Let's walk the talk to build a shared, bright future through better production, better nutrition, better environment, and a better life. I will now hand over to my colleague Ronald Vargas to present another FAO milestone. He will provide an overview of the status of soil biodiversity. I thank you for your attention.